Hey friends, today we're exploring a life-changing secret and learning how to practice simple yet profound self-love tips. We sometimes have those thoughts of not being good enough or smart enough and have the tendency to beat ourselves up instead of showing ourselves some kindness. I for sure have been there and know that these thoughts can lead to a myriad of other problems. Why? Because when we constantly tell ourselves that we're not good enough, smart enough, or confident enough, we can begin to believe these self-doubts, which can in turn become our lives. And now that those doubts become our beliefs, we can begin to feel stuck and not be the best versions of ourselves. Self-love in its simplest form is taking care of our body and mind, recognizing those things that make us feel great and incorporating them in our lives. Whether you're just starting out practicing self-love or haven't started yet, this topic is important for all of us. And yes, even the moms out there, including myself, who feel like there isn't enough time to do it all. I get it. That's why I want to show you how we can practice self-love with 3 simple tips. When we become more kind to ourselves, it starts to rub off on everyone around us in a really good way. Our kids, our partners, and our friends. People generally want to be around people who make them feel good, and it's hard to make others feel great if we don't feel great ourselves. So all of a sudden, making time for yoga or time with friends no longer feels like something we should do, and instead feels like something that we must do. This little but profound 5-minute practice can totally transform our lives. Why would we want to do that? I know the term self-love can seem overrated and overused. So we may distance ourselves from this self-love practice, thinking that's what people who have time can do, not me. The problem is that we are not shifting our focus on what really matters and instead find ourselves overeating, overworking, or watching too much TV. We miss out on all the benefits that self-love can offer. Because when we practice a little self-love, we're becoming the best versions of ourselves and can make healthier choices. We get the power back to make changes and help us feel our best. And without further ado, here are my 3 simple tips to practice self-love. Our first tip for today is to use affirmations. Some of you may already be familiar with them, but for those of you who aren't, affirmations are a simple phrase that we can say aloud to motivate ourselves to who we want to become. Remember when I was saying earlier that if we begin to say we're not smart enough or confident enough, we begin to foster these thoughts. Well, let's switch it to something positive, and the affirmations are here for that. Our affirmations need to be framed as a positive and be personal. They're about you, so make them relatable to you. We need to recognize where we are in this moment right now and where we want to go. If we struggle with emotional eating, it may be hard to honestly say, I feel healthy and happy in my body. We could instead say, I'm stepping away from my eating habits and moving towards healthier options. Some other examples of affirmations can include, I have everything that I need, I love my body, I make progress every day, or I radiate abundance and confidence. We can repeat our affirmations every day until we ultimately believe them and become them. It's best to say them aloud, but we can also write them down. Try to do this at the same time every day, such as when we wake up in the morning or before we head to bed. Over time, we can change the way we think. This is a wicked and powerful tool. My second tip for today is to be patient with ourselves. When we try something new, it's not always easy at first. Patience can help us stay calm and gradually learn how to accept ourselves. And who knows, we can even end up loving a new hobby or ourselves along the way. We can remind ourselves that it's okay if we don't get things right the first time. Or maybe our kids are really good at pushing our buttons. This can be a time where we can practice this self-love tip even more. When we make mistakes, we can laugh it off and think about how we could do it differently next time instead of getting angry or frustrated. And if the voice of anger or frustration pipes up in our head, we can take a moment to pause and take a few deep breaths until we calm down. Try not to talk and really focus on your breath until you feel more relaxed. Remember that no one is perfect. It takes time to figure out what works best. With patience, we start to see that this is a journey, and every day we're making progress. Last, but definitely not least, is to fill our bodies with nourishing foods. We want to select foods that make us feel incredible. The simplest thing to do is add in lots of fruits and vegetables to our meals. We can even find that starting the day with something healthy encourages us to fill our bodies the same way throughout the day. By practicing self-love, I've discovered what's really important in my life and making sure I'm incorporating it. And for me, that's eating healthy food. I want you to know I put a lot of love and care into all my recipes. I spend hours and hours online looking up recipes for inspiration and adding my own unique twist. All of my recipes include fresh and healthy ingredients, no fuss, significantly less sugar that are less likely to trigger overeating. I've been there before and want us all to feel good with healthy and delicious ingredients. In the description box below, I've included 2 of my breakfast go-tos. One is a mango smoothie, which is a burst of healthy goodness and sunshine to start our day. And the second recipe for today, linked in the description box below, is so good for self-love. It's a heartwarming bowl of oatmeal with almond milk. There are so many healthy, fun, and delicious recipes out there. Remember that you are brilliant and will find what works best for you. We have covered 3 simple yet profound self-love tips that when practiced daily can positively affect so many areas of our lives. For this week, select one self-love tip that I've shared today and see how it goes. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. It means a lot to me. I really believe in what I share and want to help even more people. Let me know in the comments below which self-love tip you're going to try out first and what are your tips for self-love. Hope we can all show ourselves a little love this week, and don't forget to be kind to yourself.